This week on Not Just Another Sex Podcast.
What that 18 to 40 minutes of foreplay be checking for?
Oh, I don't know. What is it like?
I don't know, nigga.
You don't.
I don't. Listen.
What is foreplay?
18 to 40 minutes. 18 to 40 minutes is a long time.
Let's start small. What is foreplay? Do
you know foreplay is before the dick go in.
This nigga don't believe in foreplay. He believes foreplay is like, hey, my dick is on your back. Like, you know, oh, look at that dick on your back.
Look, I can make it jump.
Yeah.
It's not. No, see, it's not that I don't believe in foreplay. We just most of the time don't have time for foreplay.
No, we definitely we be about to go to sleep.
I have a thought about you guys.
Oh, tell me, please.
I noticed that you guys like each other.
Yeah. Like is different.
Like is very different.
Yeah.
And it's a forever foreplay when you actually like the person that you're around. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, okay, they've been together this long. Mm-hmm. They made it very clear on the stage that ain't no foreplay. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of sleep.
You know, mad sleep.
Quote unquote. Please make sure y'all watch these fish.
That's mad sleep.
There's a. Hey, sugar. I feel like there are so many different things that I need to learn as an adult.
I'm this nasty on a regular day, like on a Tuesday. I am your host, Samaya Burton, and don't worry, it's not just another sex podcast.
Welcome back to Not Just Another Sex Podcast. My name is Samaya, and I'm your host today. And per usual, we have an amazing episode. I'm so excited. I don't think there is anything more amazing than feeling like a friend and a fan, okay? Like, I am the ultimate fangirl. I feel like I started the podcast because I was like, ooh, I like these people, so I can, talk and make friends. So ignore those laughs, you guys. We haven't started yet. They're inappropriate. We're going to start I'm going to start the show, okay? So just ignore those laughs for now. All right, so we're going to start with a review because y'all been giving them, and I really appreciate y'all for that. Oh, dang, I done skipped with my fat fingers. Let's see, where y'all go? This is exactly why I masturbate with a toy. I told y'all that my fingers are too fat, and I be feeling like I got carpal tunnel. Like, I touched this, and then it moved. Where we at? Uh-oh. All right, there we go. Okay, so review says, Leo Love 22 says, this is my new favorite podcast. I love it here. So glad you joined the podcast community. I'm binge watching your episodes to get caught up. Keep them coming. Hey, we appreciate that. Thank you so much. You guys, don't forget, podcasts may be free to you, but they are not free to us. They cost time, our business, and money. So leaving a review, sharing or reposting a reel, leaving a comment, all that shit, it really, really helps. And just tell a friend, drop it in your group chat. I know y'all be talking about everything, so please put us in there too. So let's get into the episode. We have a guest. We have two guests.
I was trying to talk.
We have two guests. Okay, you can talk now.
Cool.
We have sex, and then we had sex. Yeah. On the show today, we got J-Rod and Kristen.
Hello.
What's up?
Yes. I'm so excited.
How are you guys doing?
I'm excited. We've been trying, like you said, we've been trying to do this for a minute.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm excited.
I feel like we've been texting, like when we gonna meet up.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like, how you like, okay, what you gonna do when we see each other?
Yeah, I'm so excited, girl. How you doing?
During the pandemic, y'all just blew the fuck up and just went everywhere.
Yeah.
After the clip of y'all talking about your husband being your sneaky link.
Yeah, it was that one.
Yeah, that shit shook the room.
Man.
Well, I don't understand. It's not that bad. I don't understand. He my husband now. Why does it matter?
Why does it matter?
You know what I mean?
Don't worry about the past.
Yeah.
It's about now.
People were going crazy.
It was really amazing to see you guys and honestly keep the same energy and just, I have so much I want to talk to you guys about. So I went to their live show last night. It was amazing. First of all,
Thank you.
Yeah. Y'all real foolish. I just want y'all to know.
Oh yeah, you can act the motherfucking fool at all times.
Absolutely.
And the guests were ready to act a fool. Like they came prepared.
Yeah.
They came
yeah.
prepared.
Yeah.
It had a really amazing time. So thank you guys for coming today, but we're gonna get into my show.
Word.
Yes. All right. So y'all rocking with me today?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Y'all want to introduce yourselves before we start?
I mean, you did it.
Yeah. You know.
Oh, I mean, Kristen Seville's, I guess.
I
J-Rod,
guess that's who I am.
Yeah, we here for you.
Yeah, man.
You did it.
You got it.
It's
Yeah.
fine. It's okay.
You straight.
Okay, so All right, so we're gonna start with the adult tip of the day.
Yeah.
The adult tip of the day is something that you can put in your pocket, a little tidbit. I think that we forget that, like, we look up and we're the grown up in the room. Like, if somebody was to pass out, do you even know CPR? Like, do you really know it?
I know 911.
That's real.
Okay. That's about it.
Then you got, like my therapist says, and stuff like that. Some type of adult tip of the day. Get a house cleaner. Like, it can range, right? All right, so today's adult tip of the day is sometimes you have to pivot in your career. Okay? I say this because Kristen took a pivot, and I'm so excited to meet you, J-Rod, but I am absolutely a fan of your wife. Okay,
thank you.
Funny women are everything.
Yes.
Okay, they just be laughing you right out your drawers.
Say it again.
Yes.
Say it again.
She
They
laughs
don't
me out my
believe us.
drawers all the time.
All the time.
It's wild.
He just take them off because he want to.
Guess what?
What are you talking about? Shut up.
So Kristen pivoted in her career. That's how you guys got into podcasting.
Yes.
Being pregnant and switching, right, from comedy, stand-up comedy.
Yeah. Well, I still technically do it because I don't think you can really quit stand up. But
I don't think you're supposed to.
It's taken
a whole different direction.
It's done way more than I thought it was going to do, to be honest with you.
Okay. So I share that same sentiment because I transitioned into potting now after an Instagram got deleted. I know y'all be about so tired of me bringing this up, but if it fit to the conversation, it fit to the conversation. But I also want to talk about someone that transitioned their career. The mayor of Atlanta was arrested last night for burglary and trespassing.
Wait, last night, like real time? Last night?
Real time.
The dude that we be seeing when we come into the airport?
In the airport.
Okay.
And so I just thought, sometimes you have to pivot in your career. He went from mayor to a robber.
That's
Maybe y'all
dope.
not paying them enough. That's what I think. Maybe it's too much bullshit in Atlanta. I don't know. What are y'all doing to this man?
Maybe he was using the key to the city.
What did he write?
I just want to know.
And that's your problem. That's why y'all giving all these niggas the keys. Why y'all doing that?
And they didn't release no details. Whoever he got on PR,
what did he rob?
we have no idea. When I tell you there is nothing out.
Yeah.
And I ain't even drop his name. I just said the mayor of Atlanta. Who knows who the mayor of Atlanta is when you listen to this? But
it ain't gonna be him. It ain't gonna be him. Even if you listen to mom.
Look, I don't know what happened, but I just thought that was hilarious because out of all the things that you could pivot into your career, you are currently the mayor. It's not like you used to be the mayor. You're the mayor.
I appreciate that. That's a second job right there.
No,
okay? You got mayor by day, robber by night.
Burglar.
You good.
He like Batman, right?
What? Killing them.
The outfit that he had on when they arrested. First of all, he was smiling in the mugshot, which
Okay.
tells me that man has been suppressing some things. Because why he was smiling in his mugshot?
I've been wanting to rob niggas forever.
And maybe he's like the neighborhood friendly Spider-Man.
Okay.
Maybe they confused it.
Maybe.
Yeah. Robin Hood. He's Robin Hood. He was about to give to the poor, but he got caught up.
Yes. All right.
Happens.
No.
With all that being said, sometimes you have to pivot in your career. That is the adult tip of the day. But in all seriousness, it is very difficult when you do have a career and it looks one way.
Yes.
And we're like in the midst of this transition with social media and content is king and things like that. And so you literally have to keep up. You know? So I know you guys have probably heard me talk about the live sex art show, the art exhibit with 3 X's that Sexual Essentials puts on every year. Whether you've heard me talk about it on Horrible Decisions podcast, 8 at the Table, or even on my own show interviewing the performers from the years before, well, I just want you to know I've seen the DMs, I've read the emails, and yes, the art exhibit is back. Just like this hair is new, this year is going to be something absolutely different. So from September 15th through the 17th, we are putting on a 3-day intimate experience, okay? August 1st, all of the information around the theme, lights, camera, action, and what that entails and everything that we're going to be doing is going to drop for Patreon members first. The tickets are also going to drop for you all as well. So make sure that you subscribe or either you tap in so that way you can log into that meeting. Now on August 2nd, Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, make sure you join me on Sexual Essentials Instagram, where I'll also be giving the exact same information and dropping the tickets there as well. Why is this so important? There are only 150 tickets available this year. It is a very intimate event, and I do believe that, like before, it's going to be the best one yet. So I hope to see you there. Make sure that you tag a friend and let them know. You know that they always say, "Ooh, tell me when you going back to that. When is that happening again?" Don't be stingy. Share it with a friend, and I'll see you next week. All right, so we're gonna move on to Twitter Talk. So Twitter Talk is
Twitter?
Right, which Twitter? Twitter Talk is because we pay homage to the fact that Black Twitter was always the shit. It was always a thing. Like, we understand Twitter is not the same thing now.
Yes.
Right.
But the same energy is carried over to the platforms, even creating threads and, just trying to keep it alive. And anything that's going viral, it started from Black Twitter, ends up on Black Twitter, or they take a whole different direction and you was like,
Exactly.
who gave y'all the energy?
Exactly.
Yes. So we got to pay homage to that. So today's Twitter Talk is, does your partner have to be in your top sexual partners? Let's say top
no.
3.
Hey, because she finished the goddamn
No,
thing.
I'm just saying. I just want them to know. Hell no. Your partner is your partner then.
Maybe she was gonna say something else. You wanted to.
Oh,
finish?
my bad. Go ahead. Go ahead. My bad.
You are very aggressive. Wait a minute. All right. I mean, is it something else?
That was it?
There's a moment from y'all live show last night where y'all were trying to talk about what we can improve on. And she said, y'all let folks get out their sentence. And I felt that in my spirit, because I do it too. I felt that, and I said, ooh, she talking to me. Listen, I get so excited.
I'm here for the people. I don't know if you know.
All right, so does your partner have to be in your, and that's not your partner, your spouse. Like, if it's your forever partner, your lifetime partner, your, however you set it up, your main partner, whether that's a wife, whether that's a live-in girlfriend, whatever it is, do they have to be in your top? And is it a top 3? Is it top 5? There used to be top 8. So what is the top for good sex? Let's start there.
I just want the people listening on audio to know that I've been shaking my head the entire time.
You absolutely got to tap into these visuals, y'all. Please go on to YouTube.
Listen, please watch my YouTube.
You know what? We should have had you standing up first, because what I did not see at that show was who the fuck knew you had all this ass?
I did. I told y'all. I've been telling y'all that ass is real.
I just got it. I didn't buy it, but I had kids, and then I have been had kids, and my daughter didn't do that for me. But when I had twins, I don't know if it was 2.
You had a
just
Kiki.
Added. Come on. I did.
You had a Kiki.
That's what we gonna call it.
It's a Kiki.
Yeah. No, that happened.
One
to
time
me.
for the petite women that get a little
Come
in there
on.
after.
Come on.
See, I was already thick when I got pregnant, so that took me overboard.
And that's not fair.
and it's
I
okay.
hate y'all. I hate y'all. Y'all just came with it. I had to get hips. I had to have niggas to get hips. That's crazy.
It's a sacrifice that you had to make, but we appreciate it, because you was sitting up there, and I said, I reached over to my producer. I said, did you know she had an ass? She was like, I didn't even know. You always sitting on your couch.
I didn't see that in the video.
That's how you would sell out these shows.
Legs.
You start walking past the screen every now and then, like, oh yeah, I forgot my glasses over here. Then watch them sales go up. Watch them sales go up. I'm just telling you, tag me in for marketing. All right, so is it a top 3 or top 5? When
It
we talk
depends
about
on
sex?
how many people you got on your whole list.
We get into
period.
folks' personal business.
Yeah, because if you fucking like 200 people in your joint, then you got to have like at least a top 10, top 20. But if you only got
top
like
20, like music videos.
yeah, you know what I mean? Like TRL out this bitch.
Nigga, sex life is 106
if you only had like 20 partners, then top 5. You know what I'm saying? It's all ratio.
Okay, so what we choosing right now? Top 3 or top 5?
Let's say 5.
We'll say 5.
Does that mean, did you choose 5 because he's not in your top 3?
No,
But he in
I'm
the
just
top
trying to stay married.
I understand. That's
I've said this before. I think, and he hates this shit. I think that it's different.
Here she go with this bullshit.
I think it's different when you love them. You stop that shit.
And the love is
when you
so
love
great,
them,
and
like,
that's
because
just the
sex
dick.
could
said
be
that 4
great.
times last night.
But for real, because I needed people to know, sex could be great, it could be amazing somewhere, the physical, but something about emotions does something different for me. A connection does.
You know what it is? It's your
it
voice.
crazy?
It's your voice, so I can't tell if you're being funny or not. That's what it is. So when she said it 4 times yesterday, I was like, is she saying that you lucky I love you? Or she's saying, no, for real.
I have to ask
and
the
I was
same
like,
question.
oh, she for real. She's like,
Can
for real. Like,
can
she's
it be a
being
little
serious
both?
right now.
Can it be both? I don't know. I do love him a lot, but I think that has a lot to do with why I enjoy sex with him so much.
Fuck you.
You the best because I love you. He like,
You know
nah,
what I
I'm
mean?
the best because I be slanking
Yeah,
that
you know what I'm saying? Nobody want to hear that shit.
Yeah.
Why?
My mama told me.
Don't tell me anything your mama told you about this.
Regarding this topic?
My mama told me this a long time ago. She was like, son, the person you settle down with may not be the best sex partner you ever had.
I feel like they do have to be in the top whatever, though. Whatever your top is. If you got 200 and you got top 8, I feel like I don't think that I could be with somebody that's not in my... Now. Well, first of all, before we get away from this, what's y'all's a top 3 or 5, and are y'all in it? For each other?
I'm gonna say 5, and then I'm gonna look at you.
Don't look at me. Oh, Jesus.
I heard you used to have a little community of supporters when y'all first met.
So
Had a gang.
I don't measure the whole sexual experience. I measure different things like the best back shots, the best head.
They're categories.
Yeah,
That's
crazy.
exactly.
That's too much. That's
exactly.
crazy.
Like
so,
the swimsuit competition.
Right.
Like,
She might fall in like 3 of those categories when she top 2.
Don't touch me when you disrespect me.
My bad. My bad.
Boundaries,
Okay. But some of them categories she might fall a little lower. You know what I mean? But she in there. The average.
The median. We talked about that.
Median and mode. There we go.
Median and mode.
No, yeah.
I don't think that's what they meant when we was in math class. This is what they using that shit for.
She there though.
Oh,
she there.
shit.
It's enjoyable, and that's all that matters.
No.
So is she in the top 5 for your sex partner?
You asking a lot of questions right here. We just met.
I
don't
wish
know.
God sweating. What are you talking about? She's enjoyable.
Nah.
He's in my top 5.
I love that for you.
Yeah, man. I guess. I do. I mean, because I joke a lot, but I really do think a connection does something to elevate the experience, right?
I will say this. Even if someone is not your best sexual partner, they can still be some of the best sexual experiences you've ever had. Or even actually I said that wrong. Even if someone is not your best sex, that doesn't mean they can't be one of your best sexual experiences.
Yeah, most definitely.
And I feel like with the opportunity for toys, fingers, like excitingness, like randomness, because at the end of the day, that dick could be slanging, but if it only slang the same way every single time, I'm gonna get bored. Like,
Openness. You gotta be open to a lot of things. At least in our bedroom, we're very open. So it's a situation where we might do this for a little bit, then we might slide and do this a little bit. And it keeps it spicy and it keeps it like, ooh, coming back. You know what I mean?
and you go revisit stuff that you used to do. But I definitely have had sex with men that I was like, okay, this dick ain't hitting for shit. Mm-hmm. But them appetizers, you ever go to a restaurant and you fill up on the appetizers, so like you just pack the food to go.
Yeah.
I feel like there have been some people that it's like, I don't necessarily need this entree, but they got hella fire appetizers on this menu. Like the toppers be slapping. Like,
listen, and when you married though, them appetizers be what get you through.
That's really what gets you through.
Yeah.
Like I need you to suck on this nipple while I rub my clit. Like I need, and not you be like, what? Like I don't give a damn how much dick you got. I need different things.
Yes.
You know.
We just talked about that too. I was in a relationship where that's what it was. And now you be like, oh, I'll do what do you want me to do? I'll do that.
Sure. You need that nut? I need that nut. How we gonna get it today?
Look here, I feel, as long as we getting it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because you can have really great sex and not catch nut at all.
Very true.
You know what I'm saying? So people be like, oh, I need the dick to be like this. Y'all been saying it, and y'all been having these 8-inch monster dicks and all that other shit, and y'all still got babies and they never had an orgasm in your life. So y'all been going real hard for this size dick.
Yes.
But it's like maybe a little schmedium.
Yeah.
May need, you know.
It ain't hitting where it's
schmedium
supposed
matters.
to hit.
Yeah,
It's
what
not-
Schmedium matters.
You gotta stop.
She said, don't do that.
Stop.
She don't want nobody thinking that her shit at home ain't colossal.
Hell. No, if it's not hitting the places it's supposed to hit, it's so many places inside that it could hit. Then it ain't. I don't give a shit. What are you bragging about?
I like when you get in there stirring, they be like,
Come on, stir. Come on, Pat. Come on, Pat. Pat, pussy.
That's that macaroni shit. You know what I mean?
yeah. All right. Thank y'all for joining in on those with me. So we're going to get into the topics of today.
All right.
So yeah, please tell us how you guys met, because I do think it's important for the folks to know. You don't got to give us the long version, just the short one if you all have not.
Dude, go ahead. You tell whatever
Say
you
you
think.
got it, baby.
This nigga started sipping and now I
Whatever
gotta
you
do all the
think
talking.
happened,
All
you
right.
just tell 'em.
Nah, basically I was shooting a show at the time, and it was a comedy sketch comedy show.
He wasn't funny.
Fuck you.
And it was like, I know
Woman.
somebody that will actually make this
Nah,
work.
it's not
was
how it
something in my
happened.
mouth. You gotta
All right.
relax.
I didn't have a crew of funny, so I needed more funny. And a mutual friend of ours had said that she would be great for the show, and we met, and it was cool, and we just vibed on a different level.
I was in a relationship.
Yeah.
Y'all was on a different level.
Yeah.
No,
nah.
he was. He was trying to break up my happy home.
Oh my gosh.
And then he kept trying to fuck me. And I was like, hey, this is crazy. I can't do this. And I didn't talk to him for like a year.
Yeah.
A year.
Oh, you ran from the dick.
No, I did.
Year
I
and some
did.
change.
I know, I ran.
Yeah.
I was like, no, I'm not.
Did you
doing
want to
this.
fuck, but you knew better?
She
Yeah.
wanted to fuck. Hell yeah.
So,
Hell yeah.
I know her. That's my wife. I'm telling you what the fuck. Tell me what I know.
so I was doing wild. I was I was annoying. I shouldn't have done this shit. But like one day I said I got locked out of my house. It's a lot of air quotes in here. But I had got locked out. And I was like, I don't have nowhere to go or stay. And he was like, you could stay at my house. You could sleep in my bed. I won't sleep there. And I was like, it's fine. You could sleep there.
That shit always works.
And I let this nigga cuddle and everything. I know he was trying to fuck. And I was just like, I'm sleepy. I don't want to do this. I got a man.
Wait.
What?
Hold on.
That's crazy. I didn't mean that last part.
Wait. When she said I thought she meant like after they broke up, she was trying to slide back in there.
Nah.
So in the
We
midst,
were rocky.
Clearly.
We were very rocky.
Even if you had said y'all wasn't, clearly y'all rocky.
Nah, we was rocky. Because I wouldn't have done it before, but I was like, I don't know, there's a dick here. So
Okay.
No.
And then y'all had sex.
then we waited a year. And
Yeah.
then he released a book, and there was what's the thing called?
What the play?
What's a party? The book party?
Oh, the release.
Oh,
party.
release
that.
party.
Yeah.
Okay.
Release,
So I'm a comic, so I was taking other comics that were there that weekend out. We happened to go to this club that the party was going on. I didn't know, and this is the first time I saw him in a year. We started talking, we started taking shots, and this nigga has not left my sight since then.
Yeah.
Like every day though. Every day.
Calm down.
All
Now
right.
he go to work with you and everything.
So many fucking days. But yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah.
Okay. And then y'all had sex. So, but he was your sneaky link.
So since he was a community organizer, which is the way I like to.
community organizer?
Yeah, it's a nice way to say, he knew a lot of people. I didn't want to tell nobody I was fucking him.
He was fucking a lot of women.
I didn't want to tell.
A community organizer.
I mean,
of
what we
the
calling
whole.
a
Yes,
lot though?
yes.
You know what I mean? Like,
But I didn't want to tell nobody. I was like, I'm not telling nobody I'm fucking him.
If you fucking a nigga that everybody fucking on, you got to keep it to yourself.
Yeah.
You already know. You know what you said. Yes.
Yeah.
to.
I know what I'm
everybody
doing.
wasn't fucking me. I wasn't just haphazardly just sending my dick out to the world. It was just a little
I
city.
ain't gonna lie to you. I kind of thought that she was embellishing a little bit last night, and then at the end of the show, you sang, and I was like, oh,
This is how this nigga got
this is okay. She was dead ass serious. You were a community. I was like, okay, got it. Yeah, I said, oh, he could sing for real. I said, oh, he was a community organizer he was a feminist for sure.
He was in a band. They won Apollo. He was in a group and they won Apollo. And I was like, oh, I know you was using that on everybody. He's like, bitch, I won Apollo, so.
You want to speak into the mic?
You know.
Which one?
Listen,
All right, got it. Okay, so then y'all fucked and it was great.
No.
not the first time.
The second time?
Second time was good.
Okay.
was cool.
What made you go back after the first time?
My personality.
Really nice personality. I never considered that with anybody else, that if I had sex with him, it was bad. But I really liked his personality.
I think I know a lot of people be like, oh, it wasn't hitting, da 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 da.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be funny, y'all, but the first time you have sex with someone, that's rarely when it's the best.
Yeah.
Even if it's good, because y'all really kind of just, if y'all have not had those conversations before, and even if you have, you still are kind of like moving with a little bit of caution just to make
Yeah.
sure they cool with it. Y'all could y'all getting in sync. And
Yeah.
some people you have amazing sexual chemistry with, but I think that's the thing. I think a lot of people are looking for that thing that feels comfortable immediately.
Yeah.
And so then they like, oh, we didn't have that, and then they never visited again.
Nah, that's
That's
facts.
the problem.
You
You
know?
don't know what to do. You don't know what to do with that person.
You don't know what they
that
like.
person. Yeah.
You know.
So you had to learn shit. Like, ooh, this is not my favorite. Oh, or whatever.
And then I was drunk and tired too, so I wasn't gonna give anybody good dick that night. That was just
You were drunk and tired.
Yeah, man. She got me drunk.
Drunk and tired. You got to tell them what happened the first time y'all had sex.
He fell asleep.
So it was.
He
so,
was going to say like it was a story
Yeah,
too.
no,
He fell asleep.
No, it's a story
was
to
fucking.
it. Nah,
Then I was fucking
Did
by
you fall
myself.
asleep?
I-
Did you fall asleep?
I did fall asleep.
All right, there we
I
go.
did fall asleep.
Thank
Yeah, I
you.
mean, but it was I had a long day that day. I was up since like 5 a.m. that day. You know what I mean?
I ain't going to lie to you. She a gangster.
Listen,
Because if you fall asleep on me and you in it,
I ain't know what the fuck.
I mean, are you going to wake back up and like, we going to finish?
No, I
Nah.
like moved and then he like woke up and I was like, okay. Like I didn't understand what the fuck to do. I was confused because I liked him and I was like, this can't be it. I'm sure he don't fall asleep on everybody. There's no way this is what he does during sex. So that I was like, I have to at least try it one more time. At least one more time.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I do have, I want to know, with your career, you said you were in comedy before when you guys first met.
Right.
As well, but you lean more so towards music.
Yeah, well, shit. At that time, I was just getting out of radio, and I was starting to dibble and dabble with the writing and comedy. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I want to know, because I see that the show is it's a soup of both of you all's talents.
It's a little bit of
right?
everything, yeah.
But what I want to know is, you guys had you guys were already doing what you do now separately before this. Did it ever hit like this?
No. So I'll tour with other comics, but I don't go, like, it was hard to get booked. Like, if you didn't have 1 million followers on Instagram, they were not really booking you like that. So I'd go with other comics to their shows, and I've been doing it 13 years. Yeah. It's not that it wasn't funny, it's just that I lived in Virginia. I wasn't in the places, so I would tour with Angela Johnson, who went viral for the nail salon joke.
Okay.
Like,
you want pedicure too?
Yeah.
Shut up.
I tour with her all the time.
We still say that shit now.
Yeah, I know. That's what's crazy. She was like one of the first viral YouTube people. But I tour with her all the time. So, like, that was like the big moments I would get, touring with people. And then when Wendy Williams had her tour, I was on that tour, and then it got canceled. Gotcha. So, like, everything that I was trying to do kept, like, falling through. And then when this hit, out of nowhere, every club was trying to book us. And I was like, what the? I've been here the whole time. Like, I couldn't even get a phone call with most of these people. Like, it was so crazy.
Yeah, like the year before this really hit, we was really trying to get her on the road. And just, we was like, we knew if we got her in front of people,
it would work.
Yeah, exactly. But it just wasn't connecting. And then the pandemic happened, and it really fucked up everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So another question I want to ask, and again, not to leave you out, but I had, like, as a woman and as a woman that pivoted in careers, getting pregnant is huge, because I mean, even when I got pregnant at the time, I was doing property management. Even then, it was someone else paying my check, and stuff like that, and I still was like, who's gonna handle this while I'm away? You know what I mean?
Right.
Yes.
And is the person that comes in and watches for me, are they gonna be able to take over or whatever, right? So that happened. But right after I had my son, I started Sexual Essentials, which was the, preface to this.
Right.
Yeah.
And when I did that, I was like, okay, how am I going to make it work as being a mom, right? But then fast forward to now, last year, in 2022, I lost my Instagram. And you know how it is when, like you said, you can do everything, right? You can do all the avenues, but you can't help where you hit.
Yeah.
Right?
God, yes.
You can't help where it hits.
Yeah.
So when the Instagram got taken away, I was very, like, reluctant to pivot, because it was like, I don't want to do anything else. This actually makes me happy. This makes me want to live. Like, it's all worth it. Like, and I had found financial, like,
security.
I had, like, it was hitting, right? It was, I was like, okay, these dick sucking classes is working.
Yeah,
exactly. They into it. You reached out. Come on. So even at that time, and even when you guys reached out the first time, it was like, hey, I don't know you guys. What is there alignment? I've always been an alignment person.
Right.
She was so nice. I think she was the first person who was like, that makes sense. And I was like, I like her. Because a lot of people, I'll say, hey, I think, we should get to know each other. Or, hey, is this mutually beneficial? Like, because I'm a mom too. So I'm traveling for all these interviews or, and I'm trying to get to a place. Like, I want to be on Breakfast Club. I want to be on the radio. Like, I want to, so
and I'm
like
shocked that you haven't done that yet.
Talk about it. Give that woman a mic. She deserves a platform.
I don't get it. I don't. Okay, that's fine.
But
I'm just shocked. But go ahead.
So when it came down to me getting into podcasting, I was like, everybody has a podcast, right? And so you minimize yourself. First of all, even talking about other people and what the fuck they got going on when that ain't even your book to be reading, right?
Exactly.
How did you feel when he brought it to you? Because that's the other thing I love. I liked you for that. You brought podcasting to her.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it was her gift. But the fact that you were like, you know what, this is what you can do. This time I'm gonna set you up, and you brought it to her. Like, and you know how much behind the scenes work it takes. You got to edit, you got to record, you have to.
But that was something that I loved anyway. You know what I mean? It wasn't an issue. My biggest thing was I wanted to do a podcast, but I wanted it to be right. And when she got pregnant, it was just a situation where if I can get her to say yes, because she didn't want to do it. She didn't want to do podcasts. It was a lot of things that I brought to her at the time. That
I was
she
like,
just
I'm
wasn't
a purist. I do stand up. That's all I do. I don't want to do internet videos. I don't want to do nothing. I want nobody to mistake me for what I am. I was very much, but it's a lot of comics that are like that. And now we're like, oh, the world's changing. You got to do stuff.
Yeah.
And when we started, I was like, oh, okay, well, we can start. I mean, ain't nobody gonna listen. I mean, it's fine. We could try to release it. Look at that. It's so cute. Look at you. But I didn't want to do it at first.
Okay.
I didn't want to do anything. I was scared of stand-up anyway because I stopped. I did insurance for a little bit. Well, I did hair. I worked in a barbershop. I don't look at my wig. I braided, but I did.
When somebody said they do hair, you immediately go to their head and say,
"Don't look at my legs."
Okay, yes, you do hair.
No, I braided. And I cut hair and it was fine. But I did that. I was working in insurance for a while, and that was like my stable. Like, there's insurance here. There's like I can cover all my grounds. It's a consistent check. I'm fine. And I was doing stand up on the side.
Yeah.
And when I stopped, even just to do stand up, I was scared. But when we started doing the podcast, I was like, this is going to take away from stand-up. And that's the money that I know right now. So I don't think this is going to do anything. And the pandemic happened. I was like, I have no choice. Yeah.
Yeah.
So even now, I'm still a little nervous. I always feel like something's going to happen.
Yeah.
And I don't, like, we tour a lot, and I don't like leaving my kids. I just don't. He'd be like, let's go at all times. I don't give a fuck. I don't like leaving my kids. So I guess because of what we're doing now and the fact that it has blown up a little bit, it makes me feel a little more secure in leaving them. Like,
it's worth it.
It's
for
a
a
purpose.
reason.
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
Now. Yeah.
Hey, you guys, it's your host, Samaya. And for those of you who didn't know, I'm also the CEO and founder of Sexual Essentials. One of my favorite parts about building that brand was creating a learning platform that has over 250 workshops, interviews, and so much more. Some of my favorite components are the sex position demos. Yes, you heard that right. Demos. They're featuring some people that you may already know. Good Moms Bad Choices has demonstrated some positions for us, as well as Dara. You remember her from our first episode. Those are some of my faves, as well as the lingam and yoni massages. These are great additions to add to your oral loving for your partner. Yes, I said oral loving. I'm trying to keep it clean, guys. Anyways, they are great additions and a great way to spice things up. Outside of our masterclasses, add one of these on to your normal routine and really wow your partner. Click the link below or in any of the links in our bio and sign up for our courses today. All right, now back to the show.
I feel that what you're talking about in your story is the Steve Harvey, it's the Tabitha Browns, it's the, I totally understand when it comes to, so where we're sitting now, this set is the living room set at the Something Extraordinary Content House. I would say shameless plug, but ain't not no shame over here. But the point of the house was to make a space for creatives by a creative. And you guys were the first ones that I called when I was like, hey, you guys, I have this idea and I need to get some podcasts in here to shoot. And I said, I knew you guys had 4 children and I know you had twins, right?
Yeah.
As well as boys on the spectrum. So, and you still got to give him pussy. So I knew that y'all schedule had to be pretty full.
Oh my gosh, so many things to do.
And mind you, we hadn't secured the interview. I wanted to shoot with y'all, but it just had not aligned.
Right.
Oh, I thought I heard something.
I thought
Is
I
it me?
did too. I don't know.
I took some shrooms last night, and I
No,
wonder
it's
if it was
okay.
just a little residual.
Ooh, I'm about, listen.
start him.
Look,
Don't
here's a
start
little
Listen,
residual.
I'm about our people
Don't start him.
doing psychedelics.
Don't
Look
start,
here.
don't start
Yesterday,
him.
I had the most amazing revelation. It was so beautiful. Definitely got to talk to y'all about it off camera.
I haven't done it.
Yeah, I'm pushing her to do it.
We have some now. I haven't done it.
It'll help you see yourself.
A lot of people said that.
Yeah, I don't think you guys know. Like, I think this is the part where we're here, we're doing it. So I've been obsessed lately with Steve Harvey's story and a lot of comedians, because when it comes to creatives, right, we get into this rut where we have to exchange our talent, our gift, our purpose for exposure, right? And then we get into a loop because a lot of people are not being intentional with the exposure that they're giving you. So we'll get on the tour or we'll go do the opening. We'll do it for no charge. We'll use our own funds and resources to get there, right? But then we don't get like the video quality content or the pictures. Nobody tags us. Like the behind the scenes photographer ain't remembering us. Ain't nobody remembering them. And so it's like, everybody thinks you're like this celebrity, but you really feel like a little slave.
Yeah.
Like, it's very aggressive, right?
Yeah.
But out of all the creatives, I feel like comedy is one of them ones that like, you gotta suck. And I mean, you gotta suck at some point. Like you can, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, when I started the dick sucking classes and stuff, it was a career I didn't have to start at sucking at. Like, I had sucked some dick before. Like, I didn't have to start at sucking, you know?
Right.
I was just sucking. But, and you know, like, and then in comedy, they talk shit. So, you ain't doing stand-up?
Yeah.
Oh, you pussy, huh?
Yeah.
Go ahead and make your video. Like, they talk shit. They talk cash money.
That's what I said.
So now you got your pride. Like, I ain't going out like that, right? So now you have to transition.
Yeah.
But your story is sounding like all those years of,
oh my God,
I've been doing this. I've been doing, this is what I want. This is what I want. This is what I want. Now, you know, with 4 kids, it's not like they eating granola bars all day.
Right.
They eating real meals.
Yeah.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
So what got you to keep doing this for 13 years, even though, were you ever expecting it to hit?
I wasn't good at much else. I could do hair, but then I started getting carpal tunnel. So I was like, fuck this, I'm not doing this. But everything else, I would get at a job and just be like, I don't want to do this no more. Like, at one job, I just walked up to the lady. I was like, hey, yo, I'm going to go. And she was like, what? I was like, I'm going to leave, and I'm probably not going to come back tomorrow, and I'm going to be fine. But I've always been a jokester, like, all the time. I never thought that I could do stand-up. Yeah. I had cousins that I was like, they're probably gonna be comedians one day. I never thought that this would actually work for me. And then I started doing it a couple times, and I was like, oh shit. And it's so enjoyable to go up there and your shit hit that it's like addictive. It's hard for me to stop, to be like, I don't want to do this no more. No, I was like, something's got to hit. I know I'm funny. Like,
bitch, I know if you don't know nothing else.
Yeah.
Like, people are actually laughing and don't look uncomfortable. Like, I'm really funny. Like, but it took me a while to believe that. So I was like, somebody's going to see it. I don't know where it's going to happen. Yeah. But I just always had, like, I don't know what it was, some kind of faith to be like, yo, something's going to happen. I've always saw my life, I've always seen my life, like, ahead of time and just been like, I'm probably going to do something. I don't know what it is, but I'm not going to work a regular job because I can't do that shit.
I just can't do it.
I can't do that shit.
I can relate to that.
I can't do that shit.
Like, seriously, I relate to that.
Yeah.
J-Rod, what's your experience as far as, like, especially with the writer's strike going on, and even if that's not necessarily your field, we see how important it is for writers, storytellers to get out there, and how much difficulty they're having when it's the backbone of every story, right? So you transition from radio, which is, well, radio is just I think people sleep on how effective radio still is, right? Yeah. But you've transitioned, and so you took your gifts and you combined them up in this little soup of a podcast, right? At Jump. Yeah. And you like, if I can get her to taste this soup, taste this little soup, we can have a big ass pot, right? Yeah. And so I feel like I want to know, because you really bet on her to show up as who you knew she was, and you gave her, your wife, like, say, you know what, I'm about to create a seat for you. This is gonna fit perfect for you. And it's just like, that's the level of vulnerability and trust. Like, as entrepreneurs, as creatives, we don't let anybody help us with shit.
Ooh, say that again,
because nobody's gonna do it with the same intentionality, love, purpose, like really hear what you're saying on how you wanna do it. They're gonna try to change it.
That's facts.
And so she trusted you to, one, just eat the soup, right? And then you trusted her to show up and do the thing that you knew she could do. So was that not difficult to support your wife, but not encourage her to transition or pivot before the podcast? Because like I said, 4 kids, they eating real meals, you know. How was it?
Mean, when we got together, I already knew we was a creative couple. Yeah. So I knew that whatever we were going to do was going to be on the creative side. So it was just finding a lane at that point, you know, whether it was for me, whether it was for her, it didn't matter. It was like, okay, we're going to just create something that works, you know, and we're just going to stick to it. And if you are not, the days that she didn't see it, or the days that it was hard for her to get to there, it was just like, fuck it. You're going to do this. You know what I mean? I already know where you at. I already know what you got. You're going to do this, and we're going to make this happen. Like, just, if you trust me enough to make this happen, I guarantee we'll make this happen.
I think what's slept on a lot too is that we are like, I was in a relationship before where it wasn't the same dynamic. Yeah. Like, I mean, the person I was with was a creative, but he still had a steady job, and that's what his like, I'm gonna count on this. And he was fly by night. Like, I shouldn't trust this nigga at all. I was like, where's your job? What are you doing?
Yo, she asked me that for a minute. Like, yo, what's your job? What is your job, man?
Yeah. So I think that the fact that we're in the same lane and we kind of understand what that takes, it made it a little bit easier.
Yeah, most definitely.
So you guys had never dated a creative before?
I did. I dated.
Well, you
all
had a
creatives.
community, so
Yeah, and one of them had to be creative.
one of them had to be creative.
Me?
Somebody was creative.
No, not really. Like, no, not like this. No, I've never no comics, no nothing. I don't know.
So I was very against dating other creatives because I thought it would be too emotional and too dramatic and too whatever, right?
Which
like,
should be
hilarious.
Which should be.
I'm just saying
all of
because I'm
that.
the star. Like
It
the
is.
fuck,
Like, what you think you doing? Where you?
relax. Like you a star in my life, but you know, I'm an Aries. I'm very like there's a level of immaturity that's there. It's very
hilarious.
childish.
Right,
Like, I lead with that. Like be very
Light of
clear.
my life. I love
But now I've gotten to the point that now I've been single for long enough that I realize like I've fallen in love with me. And I know it sounds like really cliche, but I've really gotten intricate. Like I understand the details. You know what I'm saying? And usually somebody else understands those details. You can watch because no matter what you say, they're watching what you do.
Exactly.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like at this point, even the people that I work with, I'll turn around and be like, "Oh, where's my phone?" And they're behind me with the phone right here because they know.
Yeah.
You like, and
Yes.
I think that's beautiful. But I
Yeah.
think it's even more beautiful when I take responsibility for myself when I do it. With that being said, I've realized as a creative how beautiful it is, and really, it's like maybe I need to be more open to dating a creative, but also I don't want to eat where our shit unless like
I don't know if it's so much dating a creative as it is dating the person that supports you. You know what I mean? And if they support you throughout, then
Or
it's going to
understand.
shine. Yeah, exactly.
I hear all that.
But with me, I like a comic. I wouldn't be able to date a comic. I fuck the comic. I wouldn't be able
Hey,
to.
calm down. I don't like that
All
conversation.
right, it's crazy.
Nah, chill
it's
out.
Crazy. He don't want to talk about it. You
Chill
know.
out.
But
He know.
I wouldn't like a comic. I feel like we would get in there, especially if it was a nigga that wasn't funny. I would be like, hey, you start flaming. Yo, you gotta promote something. Be promotive. Do something, crazy like that. Like
You should
I
do
don't
skits.
I don't know if I could. Oh my God, you should totally. You should go on TikTok. That would be crazy if you go on TikTok. I don't know if I'd be able to date a comic, but in the creative space that understands that it might not be stable all the time.
Yeah.
Like I think that's fine. But like he wasn't a stand-up. He just wrote. He like that kind of stuff. It wasn't the same as me. So.
It's so crazy. I'm so glad you had other talents because she already said it wouldn't work if you wasn't funny, and she had started off the show saying you wasn't funny. So,
Nah.
so I guess I think that one of the things that I'm also enjoying about this journey is when you listen to Steve Harvey was on Uncle Shay Shay's podcast.
Okay.
And he was talking about how Steve Harvey's show, they wanted to put a white man in there as his co-host instead of Cedric the Entertainer. He also talked about his first time at the Apollo, where he also was there with Jamie Foxx, and Jamie Foxx was getting booed, and he said it was the first time that he won the crowd back by singing. And then he ended up getting booed because he tried to go back to jokes, and they was like, okay, no. And I just thought, like, damn, it's so amazing to be walking the milestones of the people that were before us. Steve, if you listen to this, baby, I'm not calling you old, like before us. I know it sounds bad, but I love you, like, for real. So I feel like listening to their stories over and over again, especially when you like, I'm using my purpose. I know that I'm good at it. I'm trying to be humble, keep my emotions in check.
Yeah.
But when is it going to change? You know what I mean? And so I'm listening to his stories, and it's like, okay, he didn't meet Jamie Foxx when he got famous. They was in the gutter together.
Right.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
So I'm listening to people's stories, and it's like Tabitha Brown, and she's like, oh, I did acting for 20 years.
I remember seeing her before that.
But that was her plan, to be an actor.
Yeah.
But God's plan, the purpose said,
No.
TikTok, right? And it's like, I ain't gonna do my skits. I'm just gonna be me, but now everybody could see you. But because your character's so bright, it looks like you acting, but you're not. So being open to your career, pivoting, really is like the key, like just letting go, saying this is what I've dedicated my life to. This is what makes me happy. This is my purpose. Use me however the hell is supposed to go.
Yeah.
Like, and I feel like that's when life starts to change. And I feel like for me, that's what's happening. I feel like for you guys, that's what's happening. But I do want to know, has there ever been a time where you were like, I can't do this anymore?
Every day.
She said shit this morning. I almost said make it.
Last night after both shows, I was like, this is stupid. I could be asleep.
Her energy changed between them texts. Since the first text, she was like, send me the address, girl, where we going?
Oh,
and
yeah.
that
Oh, my
second
God.
text was like, I'm going home and getting into bed. I said, I understand.
I'm so tired. I wanted to go, but I was like, I'm so tired. Like,
girl, I tell you about that. I'm so glad y'all did not go. I would have felt so bad.
It must not have been enough fun.
We'd have been a couple of those.
We talk about it.
We'll talk about it.
I don't want to bash no black business.
Right.
I don't. But baby,
that's the last thing we want to do.
Baby, there was no way I was whipping my pussy out in every room. I said, ain't no way in hell.
Oh shit!
Not this magnificent pussy. Not this
magnificent. No, absolutely not. So, last question, serious wise, because then I got to talk about some nasty shit. So,
okay,
that's fun too.
As all time. Has retiring as a creative ever been a concern, or is it still a concern, or are you guys to the point where you're so free to believe that your day can change tomorrow that you're like, you know what, now I'm open to what it looks like? Or is it like you're still, because as creatives you have to keep reinventing yourself to stay, because at the end of the day creating is what's current, it's with what's current, and talking to the people, and as the people change, what you're connecting with them changes. So I know we're sitting in this nice spot right now, but now we're like, okay, the next, like you may be like, okay, this is for 10 years. What's next? Or how are you guys feeling?
I've thought about that, but I feel like I might be one of them like Morgan Freeman niggas. Like I might just be working till somebody say, hey, you not remembering the lines right. I feel like I'm just gonna be out here I can't see myself not creating. But like our oldest daughter, she goes to theater school. She goes to performing arts high school. She loves theater. She loves acting. Maybe pivoting slightly into managing or just helping her with that kind of stuff if she wants it. But I can't be like, I won't push it on her, but she sees the things that we do and it's like, oh shit, she don't watch the podcast, but she's seen me like doing stand up and all that stuff. So it kind of makes me not want to stop for a while, because I think they kind of look at us like, that's cool as fuck. Like,
were there any sacrifices with traveling around and being available for shows, especially with you being the mom? So that means that you were at home originally when she was doing comedy and on the road?
He would make me go out. If something came up, he would be like, no, take this, take the gig, go ahead and do all this other shit. I think mine is more this, I want to be home.
Got it.
I'm such a homebody. I want to be home. We record at home and it's very comfortable. We leave. I'm like, damn, we got to do this shit on stages? Yeah. That's crazy. We can just do this here. Like,
we can just bring them right here.
Yeah, like, it's fine. They can sit in here. It's fine. Like, I want to be home. So I think it's more of a sacrifice for me because I just want to be with my kids. Right. But I think they understand it. Like, we call the kids on FaceTime all the time, and especially the young boys, they just be looking at us like, oh, hey. Like, they're so used to talking to us on FaceTime. Yeah. They're just like, oh, y'all, you will see you in a minute. Like,
it's so crazy. Me and my son FaceTime all the time now because I'm going through this state. Like, he's 6. So, and it's like and I had him in a marriage, I think, which actually added a little more guilt because it's like, I thought I was doing it, quote unquote, right way, to not give, and not, I'm glad that we, separated better lives for it. Happier, he deserves that. Yeah. But at the end of the day, I'm trying to make a name. I'm getting into production, and you already know at the end of the day, you got to show up in person for everything. Yeah. Like, you can send an email all you want, but you know that email, I'm gonna have to talk to you this way. If I talk to you how I talk right now, you ain't gonna read the email. And if I talk to you like how you would read the email, I'm not gonna sound original. Right. Nigga, you got to see my face. Yeah. You need to see this energy. You need to feel it and be like, okay, this girl is special. And so I have to show up. You know what I mean? Put my energy in the room. And so I'm getting to the point where I'm like, is he gonna be upset? Like, and also the question of, is it only worth it if I make it? And what does make it look like? You know what I mean? So and I know better, but it's the deciphering the questions and separating the emotions from what's actually happening, the real reality of it all.
I think that what a lot of us do, especially in like a podcasting field, like we look at everybody else and we're thinking make it is being above other people or doing more than other people. But you're successful, like you're getting listens, you're getting like, you have a core audience. That's still a lifestyle. That's still I guess, I don't know how to explain it. Like, that's still making it. Like, I don't know how to explain. We put too much pressure on ourselves to be famous sometimes, and we don't think about it.
Absolutely.
I think he's young enough to be like, this is what our life is. My mommy is here. She loves me. She provides. She does this stuff. Sometimes she has to leave. It's like a regular job.
Yeah, it's so crazy. I remember, I forgot what show I was watching, but a long time ago, it was his father. He was about to be a father, and he was like, "Man, I don't even know how to make a basket." And my child's gonna look at me. He's gonna be like, "Daddy, show me how to make a basket." And I don't know nothing about basketball. And the guy tells him, "All right, just throw the ball to the hoop." And he throws it, and he misses it. And he's like, your child is going to love that because you just threw it up there. And I think a lot of times what we have to understand is that our children are not looking at success the same way. They're going to look at us as like, oh man, mommy's doing this or daddy's doing this, and they're gonna zoom in on that portion. So when they grow, exactly, they're going to zoom in on that, and that's where the success is. That's where it really is at the end of the day. All of the accolades and all that, that's just cool, but the success is inside of the work.
Kids don't care about that. They ain't looking at charts.
Right.
Kids don't do that.
I'm sorry, Mom and Dad, you weren't charting this week. I think you should do better. I think you should do better.
You going to school talking shit. Like my mom was.
You know what, Dad? Mom was right. You're not funny. Like, what?
They don't care about that.
So question, because y'all do have 4 children, this shit is wild to me. And it's so crazy because my parents had 5.
It would have been 3.
We really tried for 3.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I really want to pull you to the side and ask how you feel. You got duped as fuck. She said I got pregnant 3 times, got 4 kids. I know you. It was 2 for 1 special.
First of all, this nigga apparently had twins that ran his family. I didn't know till I got pregnant.
I thought you could sue for that.
I didn't know that.
Yo.
I think you can press charges for shit like that.
Listen,
like,
I didn't know how prevalent it was.
I need to check for all that shit. You know, you be checking for the sickle cell trait.
You got to.
I need to know. Is that? I know a lady that had 2 sets of twins.
Yeah.
No.
Behead her. No, like ain't no fucking way.
No, you know. So
like,
his brother actually has twins.
Huh?
His brother has twins.
Yeah.
His
It was
brother.
almost you.
But I was like,
It is
oh,
you.
okay, that's probably once. And then he was like, oh yeah, no, I got twin cousins. I got these twin cousins. I got twins over here. And I was like, nigga, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
You
it's
gotta come
so
with that.
crazy.
He had
she
the twins
found
first.
out.
Your brother had the twins first.
Yeah.
So he was like,
Yeah.
damn, that was almost me.
Yeah, exactly.
And then boom.
Exactly.
You just watch.
Yeah. Nah,
That's
it was
hilarious.
real. It was real. And she found out, I think she found out about all the twins in my family the same month she found out she was pregnant with twins. So
Yeah, we was in a shopping center
And
parking
she's
lot.
pregnant.
yeah, exactly.
We was in a shopping
beefing.
center parking lot. He was like, this is my cousin. He a twin too. He got twins. I was like, nigga, where the fuck this come from? I ain't never met this cousin. I don't know this cousin.
See, I feel like I got to pick a struggle. You telling me I got to be a creative and I got to have twins in my family? Like, hold on, we got to pick. I need to see that them
It's a
get
lot.
tested.
It's a lot.
Yes. Okay. With that being said, with these 4 children,
Yes.
with marriage, with time, y'all been together since the first time y'all done seen each other.
Yeah.
After the sleepy sex.
Yeah.
What that 18 to 40 minutes of foreplay be checking for?
Oh, I don't know. What is it like?
I don't know, nigga.
You don't.
I don't. Listen.
What is foreplay?
18 to 40 minutes. 18 to 40 minutes is a long time.
Let's start small. What is foreplay? Do
You know,
She
foreplay
said, let's
is
just start from the
before the dick
Webster's
go
This
in.
nigga don't believe in foreplay. He
It's-
believes
no, it's
foreplay is
not.
like, hey, my dick is on your back. Like, he don't care. Oh, look at that dick on your back.
Look, I can make it jump.
Yeah.
It's not. No, see, it's not that I don't believe in foreplay. We just most of the time don't have time for foreplay.
No, we definitely, we be about to go to sleep.
I
What
feel
are you
you.
talking about?
Yeah,
This
we ain't got
nigga is
time
the
for that. Niggas
greatest
trying to
showman.
sleep.
He just does all kinds of shit. No, he doesn't. I explained that I wanted foreplay one time, and he was like, why? Why do you want that?
Why do you want to do that?
I
As if
think
it's
that's
not
a
a
good
part of
question.
sex.
I think that's a good question. Why? You know, what was your reasoning?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't have a problem with foreplay.
But when we've had foreplay, it's been better. But
Right.
it's more like, he don't want to.
It's hard to incorporate it realistically
Yeah.
every single
Yeah.
time. So even if we're not, so my biggest thing, and I think that the reason that folks is fucking with it outside of the dick sucking classes, because you know niggas was rah
Right.
for that. Outside of that, like get that girl a trophy. Yeah, let her keep doing that.
They was paying for the tuition.
Hey man, I bought you a ticket.
Gift cards for your birthday. What is this? I don't know. It's
I
just
got
something.
you a thing. You gonna go do a job with your mouth. When the other thing that I was known for was the 18 to 40 minutes of foreplay, and everybody was just like, "You telling me that I ain't never had no done pussy?" Like, and I was like, "What I'm saying is, I'm not saying that the pussy don't work when it's not 18 to 40 minutes. I'm saying that the type of orgasms that you experience when your body has been aroused for 18 to 40 minutes is totally different."
Yeah.
I have a thought about you guys.
Oh, tell me, please.
I noticed that you guys like each other.
Yeah. Like it's different.
Like is very different.
Yeah.
And it's a forever foreplay when you actually like the person that you're around. So I'm like, okay, they they've been together this long. They made it very clear on the stage that ain't no foreplay. And there's a lot of sleep. You know,
mad sleep.
Quote unquote. Please make sure y'all watch these dishes.
That's mad sleep.
There's a lot of sleep.
I'll be sleep.
She'd be like, "Oh dang, you should have woke me up.
Yo.
I would have been apart."
Yeah.
And so there's some self-love going on. I want to know.
Nigga be jerking his dick. Goddamn right.
There's some self-loving going on. I think that the 18 to 40 minutes that you guys are experiencing is different. I think it's more sapiosexual, more real connection, more friendship. Ace Boone Coon, this my nigga. Like I like being around him, and so your life looks and seems. I hope outside of all the ups and downs. It's because you're happy with him.
Yeah, but I mean, touching is cool too. You know what I mean?
She's like, fuck all that shit.
Laugh, but like, do some other shit. But no, I think a lot of it is that. Like, but
I do think that sometimes mutual masturbation is a great. And I'm just giving some unwarranted things here.
No, we've done that.
That's fun. That's fun.
I do think participating when your partner is like masturbating is like sexy as fuck. Because I really don't want to. I have this fear of like having sex when you really don't want to. Because I really do. I think the first time I caught a nut, I was like, do y'all niggas know about this shit? I don't even understand how there is Bloods and Crips and gangs and wars. Like, have y'all felt like there's. And every time I meet somebody angry, I'm like, you can't be getting that shit
Right.
off. You can't because
Why you so mad?
Why you so mad? Like you gotta take a shit or something. Like you need a nut.
Right.
Like, cause if you really catch an orgasm, you like, life ain't like even when shit suck.
Yeah.
And you know, as a creative, sometimes all you got is your hand and your genitals.
Hey, come on.
And it feels like $1 million bucks when you catch that, like for a moment, like, and you literally have that power to do it yourself.
Yeah.
I feel like I would rather show up supporting you, self-love yourself, before I give you some bap-ass pussy, because I feel like orgasms is too good. I don't want to give I don't want to donate no pussy to the cause. I want to I don't want to be like, here's a charitable slice of pussy.
Oh
like,
my God.
So I want to know how y'all feel about, do y'all do because I ain't married no more, and the one I was in we shouldn't really be taking references from that.
Listen.
So I just want to know how y'all feel about charitable pussy, like
It's been charitable every now and again. You know what I mean? Like our sex drives are different.
When the shit happens.
Nah.
No, our
sex drive is different.
high. But honestly, and I don't think people realize how serious this is. I do a lot of shit during the day.
Yeah.
I do a lot. And I love sex. That's my shit. I love that. It's so beautiful. So when I'm like in it, it's great. But sometimes I'm so tired.
A lot of times.
Yeah.
But I'm doing a lot. Like I'm doing so much during the day that I'm just not in the mood, and I'll just do it.
Yeah.
Because I know that he thinks it's the sex drive, but it's not. It's literally just my body is like, I need rest for a second.
She need vitamins.
I need rest. Maybe multis. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I feel like is the biggest aphrodisiac? Like, and I swear to gosh, this shit works every single time. A house cleaner.
I was about to. Really?
I swear to God.
We've been talking about that shit.
Now look here. Now you know, as a black woman, you don't want no motherfucker in your house. You swear to gosh, can't nobody clean that shit as good as you.
Don't want
bitch, that's a lie. Because if you never get around to cleaning it, then bitch, there's plenty of people that can clean it better than you. And I promise you, they be putting shit in places better than that. You be like, who put that there? That's better. That's better. You start trusting her with shit. You like, what you think? Where you think it should go? Like, man, look, Alba is my dog. Like, I miss her so much because I was creating and decided to put my life savings into this house. So I'd be texting her every now and then with my Spanish translator, and I just be letting her know I still think of you, and I have not forgotten about you. And as soon
he be using a translator, but that was to talk to bitches.
To talk to bitches.
Yeah.
At the community, we speak all kinds of languages over here. And so so I think taking something off your plate, because I will say you're showing up as y'all showing up intentional as fuck and together, right?
Yeah.
But outsourcing things, like this is advice to everybody, y'all. Like outsource something to somebody. Like even there, I know there's a lot of stuff as creatives and as entrepreneurs and as mothers, as parents that we don't want to give to somebody else. But there might be something else that you don't give a fuck about. I promise you, I'm not gonna cry if I ain't gotta clean this toilet. I'm gonna make it. Like You know what I'm saying?
I've thought about it a lot.
Now, planning the outline of my show, that's something I need to do. Like, I don't want to hand that off to nobody else.
Yeah.
But that toilet, I ain't gonna lose no sleep. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's something that that helps. But also, like I said, the mutual masturbation. So words of affirmation or recording something sexy while, like, when you sleep, that he can quote unquote, yeah, please make sure y'all watching the visuals, because otherwise it sounds like I'm taking a weird pause, okay?
No. That's mutual masturbation works for me a lot because I like to see you enjoying yourself. So I'm like, oh, that's great for me.
What do you like to see?
My dick.
No, it's not even.
What you see?
It's
my
not
dick.
even your dick. I like to see you enjoying yourself. I like to see your face.
The
I'm like,
pleasure.
that was great for him. Yes.
He make noise
At the end, but I like noise. That's my favorite shit. I love noise. I be telling him to make noise. Why are you drinking so much right now?
That was a big ass coat.
I
Niggas
like
thirsty.
noise. That's my favorite thing ever. Like,
I need a little validation.
Yeah.
Okay. So thank y'all so much for chiming in on this conversation. I love you guys. I think you guys are fucking amazing.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
the fact that y'all like each other, it makes my nipples a little hard. Come on, nipples.
I be cheering on shit that don't have nothing to do with nothing.
I'd like to be encouraged from my nipples. I was very,
Encouraged from
uncomfortable
my
earlier
nipples.
because I was trying to be my little hot girl hot to top.
I heard you.
And I
You was like, I just want to make sure my breast is okay for the
gravity was gravity in it today. I was just like, pick them up.
You a mom.
So I'm a mom. Okay, I was trying to have my nipples out for the show.
Yeah.
As a woman that actually does fuck with couples, I'm not picking y'all up right now. I just thought I should put this there. The biggest thing that is
She is. And that's fine. What did you say? I'm sorry. That's crazy. Wow.
that's crazy.
My drink is low. I'm gonna get it. All right. Go ahead. What'd you say? No. Go ahead.
Hey, you guys, it's your host, Samaya. If you're enjoying the topics over here, honestly, I think you'd love the topics over on my learning platform. I have some private interviews over there with some amazing guests. I've interviewed Mr. Marcus, yes, that's the porn star, Passion Jones, who brought on her husband and her boyfriend, and even had some girls' night conversations with Medina from Cocktails as well as Mila from Good Moms Bad Choices. That conversation was amazing. We did some examples of our dirty talk, and let's just say you need to check it out. Don't just take my word for it. Make sure that you click the link below and sign up today. There are over 250 workshops, classes, interviews, and so much more. All right, now back to the show.
I think the most attractive thing about a lot of people, especially if you're in a position like me and it's just you and you are trying to get into these three ways. I mean, y'all had questions about, like, you know, what you're into and shit at the show, threesomes. Y'all pick a couple that like each other. That's one of the fucking things y'all missing.
Oh my God, please do that.
Please do.
I've heard so many stories. I think
Horror
somebody's just like,
stories.
this might be fun. And then you get there and it's like, I don't know. I don't know if it's fun because they got some issues they should have worked out before I got here.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Do you think, oh my goodness, what I was about to ask you. Do you think now that you are, well, I don't know, you might have thought this before. Are y'all okay with threesomes?
Okay.
We've had mad threesomes.
Okay, look here, I know.
Not mad. Whoa.
I know that we've been pen pal letters for. She said, "Whoa, back to the man."
Not the
threesomes.
community. You know.
She said, "Now hold on, you gonna have to clear that up
As a team, you know.
Yeah.
as a unit."
Yeah, man.
Okay, so y'all sex facts good as a couple.
Yeah,
as a
we
unit?
cool.
Yeah.
The chemistry is real.
Yeah, we chill.
Tag team, babe.
Yeah.
Get it.
Hey.
All right.
Nah.
I feel
It's
like, do you think that were y'all always okay with it?
So
Yeah.
you
answer.
Be confident. What did you want to say?
Say what you said.
So I came in by, and he is, he knows people, and
In the community.
we had a lot of when we were talking, like getting to know each other for real. We talked about everything. It was about sex. It was about family. It was about faith. It was about literally everything. Like, it sounds so cliche, but we would sit up listening to music till 5, 6 in the morning, playing songs that related to different things. What we do on our live show, telling stories about.
Yeah.
We
That's
literally
exactly
did
what we
that.
did, yeah.
Like, all the time. And we talked about
Not
so
y'all be
much
doing
shit.
foreplay on the stage.
Like, it was. We talked about so much shit that it's like we know way too much about each other at this point.
Yeah.
Like, and we talked about that in depth, and we were just like,
Do you think that the longer that you get in marriage, that the same people that are like, oh, I would never share, do you think that it starts looking more appealing because you be realizing, damn, you probably wish you had a girlfriend to come watch these kids for you today. Like you need a little help around here. I'm just saying,
I be trying to tell her, man. All the time, I'm like, yo, we should just keep her around a little longer.
You be talking about we ain't got no babysitters.
Yeah.
Look here. So when I was dating this couple, I was like, okay, I thought that it was gonna work out because I was like, okay, they really want me in their lives. Like, okay, they could watch my kid. We could watch. Now I ain't gonna lie to you, they didn't go past more than 3 months. But I said there's hope out there. I said because. Get these women that got these kids, they're gonna be like, okay, hold on, we might need to think this village thing, the community. She's like, man. Okay, I would like to re-talk about the community. Like, what are her talents? Does she cook?
So
like, for me, being a village has always worked because I'm like, I need help.
Right.
I need help and I be wanting to fuck. With that being said, let's get into the sexual advice.
That sounds good.
Thank y'all for joining in today.
Yeah.
We're going to move on to the advice segment. So today's advice segment, as you guys know, my first business is Sexual Essentials, where we talk about teaching people how to create the intimate life that they truly desire. And so here we are giving a sex advice, sex tip, sex something every single time. So that way you guys can know what type of things are on the Patreon. There are over 250 videos and we're back at they looking like, damn, we gotta ask some shit.
We slacking on the Patreon.
God damn.
Shit.
There are over 250.
Please subscribe to her Patreon. I'm about to.
You know what I mean?
I didn't do
It's
it
all
before.
kind of shit on there, okay?
God
like
damn.
there are demonstrations. So like y'all know I teach the master classes. There's like the masturbation and squirting 101. There's the dick riding and the mouth master class.
Nigga, what are you
say
doing?
that? Why-
Subscribe.
He was like, why haven't you subscribed yet, bitch? Why are you not?
Shit.
She's like, shut up, Smart.
What's wrong with you? God.
So there's even like demonstrations on there where these ladies had donated they coochie to science to me so I could, perform. It wasn't porn. I don't do porn. Okay, this is the part where y'all be thinking that the content house is for sex.
What? Was you like a gynecologist? What you mean?
Like a
donate?
gynecologist?
You
I was
looked
doing
inside?
science. It was like that, like participant. Anyways, we
need to
brought the
donate a mouth
videographer in,
or
like we
something?
set it up. Like
Yeah.
we made sure it was warm.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Shit
Yeah.
like that. Because a lot of people were saying, this don't work, da-da-da-da. And I said, y'all skipping the steps. You're not doing what I told you to do. So they about a master class, right? And then they be like, this ain't working. I said, I know for a fact that you did not do what I asked you to do. And so I got some ladies, they donated their coochie to sex. And I got one lady who had never had an orgasm before and then one
my
that
God.
did. And the one who had never had an orgasm, she left with 4 orgasms. So we recorded, so I did the class on her. And so the demonstrations are on there. Like, there are sex positions of the day, there are conversations, there are all type of stuff. But because it's so many things on there, people are like, what's on here? Because, niggas don't really log into anything until they about to walk into the door.
Right.
Or they need it in that moment. And then
Right.
they're like, hey, I need help with this thing that I signed up with 4 months ago. Like, so
Nigga.
I'm like, this is what the sex tip of the day is for.
That's awesome.
All right, y'all picked up what I'm putting down?
Mandy, give me my phone. I'm about to subscribe. Goddamn.
wait a minute,
Oh,
wait a
my
minute.
Hold
bad.
on, it's
my
some pussy
bad.
eating classes on there too. It's some
Oh,
stroke game.
I didn't want to subscribe for that. I just wanted to see the
wanna
demonstrations.
No, but you should learn
You
the
don't wanna
yoni
just see?
massage. You should give her the yoni massage.
The what?
You
The
don't
yoni
even know
massage?
what it is. Look at that shit.
Tell me what it is. I'll tell you if I've done it.
Okay,
No.
so you open up the pussy.
No.
And
I've
she can
done
do the
that.
lingo massage too. So instead of like using your mouth the whole time, like there are certain ways you can move and like really ease the blood to it. So that way, especially if you can't get the 18 to 40 minutes, you could do that for like 3 or 4 minutes and bring all of the blood to the clitoris and it'll make her come quicker. And then you could like sing on her clit. Cause I heard you in there holding tune.
Nah, she
You know
got to pay
what I'm
for
saying?
that.
I understand.
She got to
I
pay for that.
understand. You ain't easy out here. Yeah. No more free community for
What
you.
songs are the best songs to sing on the clip?
With that being said, today's sex tip of the day is positive sexual criticism, you guys. If you've ever been to their live show, if you haven't, first of all, please make sure that you support them. See when they are coming to a city near you or take you a vacation and go see them. But they give each other a lot of sexual criticism in different types of ways. A lot of humor. They talk about it. Like at the end of the day, they're having the conversations.
Yeah.
And they're figuring out what works for them. And I want you guys to understand that sexual criticism is a giving and a receiving thing. Nobody can change anything if you don't tell the truth. If you faking orgasms, there is no way that he's gonna assume that you're lying. And nobody should have to go through the PTSD of wondering if you're not just gonna tell me the truth. If that person can't handle it, if you guys can't talk about them handling it better, you probably shouldn't be with that person at the end of the day. But also when it comes to receiving, I really love the way that you guys use humor as a way to you know, black people gonna laugh through anything.
Yeah.
Like, I just feel like knock jokes had to start doing slavery. Like, it had to. And you know what I'm saying? So it's like, you go through so much
That
shit.
is funny. Not who here, niggas.
Niggas. Like, knock, who there? Massa. Like, the fuck? Like, it has to be, we so inappropriate, you know?
That's hilarious.
And so using some of that, even when it has to do with you and just taking your ego out of it, is super important. And you guys, the things that you say or want to say or how you feel are valid. Yeah. What Kristen was saying earlier about just not wanting to have sex about certain things had nothing to do with her husband. Mm-hmm. The first thing she's talking about and constantly saying is that how much she loves him and how much that means more to her. So you have to understand that what that person is feeling has to be valid. They have to have a safe place for that. Yeah. But also understand when it comes to giving it, you're gonna have to practice that type of verbiage. Mm-hmm. So with that being said, please make sure that you guys check the link below and subscribe to my email list, because as soon as you sign up for it, you're gonna get that class for free. So the class is free, which means there is no excuse on why you aren't working on telling your partner the truth, or why you guys aren't getting better at sexually criticizing each other, or you think that it still has to be the harsh truth. There are no excuses for it if it's free. Mm-hmm. So if your sex life is not where you want it, that means some criticism is needed. Mm-hmm. And at the end of the day, no matter how good something is, we need criticism. You saw me move this blanket 14 times before the sex started. It wasn't bad criticism or good criticism. It was just more so trying to get it the way that I wanted it. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And so when we reframe our mind around criticism, we open ourselves up to vulnerability and change and real intimacy, which I really recognize in you guys. So I just want to give you guys your flowers and thank you so much for just sharing and being and not giving up. Like, I don't think you know how much I need to hear that right now. To know that you've been doing this for 13 years. Now, I ain't gonna lie to you, Lord, if you decide it don't have to be 13.
It's a long time.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you decide it ain't gotta be 13, I ain't gonna argue with you. Like, we 16, you know what I'm saying? I've been paying the bills, we got them on the couch, I'm listening, you know, so,
it's a long time.
You know, but that is our sex tip of the day. And then we're gonna move on to our spiritual tip of the day, which is how being comfortable and secure with yourself can help others to actually elevate. And this goes back to the last point of Steve Harvey bringing Cedric Entertainer into the fold and saying like, no, this is the guy I want to be my host. And talking about how like, oh, I worked with so-and-so then, like that's who I want to bring in. There are so many different types of comedians. There are so many different types of creators. There are so many of us doing the same things, but doing it differently. And even you talking about what's your friend with you want to know?
Yeah,
like,
Angela Johnson.
You know, Angela Johnson. And, you know, just plugging those names and saying like that, because at the end of the day, I know the joke, I don't know the name. Like taking that moment, I think that it's very important to be secure in who you are, because you have no idea how you're supposed to collaborate your efforts. And in those times, if you're a creator, and I know this isn't the spiritual tip of the day is normally like, I'm like a little witchy bitch. Like I like all the things, okay? Yeah. I believe in God. I believe in the universe. I'm big on the ancestors. Same. And you know, a lot of church be like, ancestors be like, that's your grandma tattooed on your arm, but you don't believe in ancestors. Come on. Like, ancestors just the folks that came before. She said, "Here, my girl."
Yeah, I'm a basic bitch, huh?
Yeah.
Look, see?
But the spiritual tip of the day today is just being comfortable in who you are, because when your purpose starts to pivot, sometimes it can look 1,000 different ways. Yeah. And if you're not secure in who you are and what you're supposed to do, you're not gonna have the capacity to pivot. It's like when you on Canva and you need to move something, you move just one thing and you gotta group it all together. Yeah. You need to be confident, secure, have it all grouped, so that way when you pivot, everything moves, okay? This episode was definitely for the creators, for the lovers, for the moms, for the husbands, especially just supporting and seeing your partner, making sure that you have somebody that sees you even clearer sometimes than you see you. So thank you so much for pushing her and opening up a platform and recreating your gift over and over, because I just think that what you guys are doing is super amazing.
Thank you.
With that being said, please let the folks know where they can follow you, where they can find you, support a ticket, or, you know, sell your Patreon.
Well, let's talk about tickets.
We gotta
let's talk about them tickets. And then we have sex.com. You can go there, hit the events tab, and you can find out all the cities we're going to be at. We're probably going to be in the city close to you because we don't leave the road.
We don't stop.
Yeah.
We got 4 kids, as she said.
Exactly.
And then Instagram, and then we had sex, Facebook, J. Anthony Tanner. That's where everybody seems to go to his. I mean, I have one, but you don't have to care. And then the podcast is everywhere you get your podcasts. It's Apple, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, iHeart, everywhere.
And please follow her on Twitter. Kristen Sevilles. She be needing friends up there.
Or Threads. I don't know. It's mad shit.
Yeah.
I don't talk.
I forgot about those now.
so
That's right. We got our own shit.
Yeah, I just be talking to myself up there. So you can.
Hey, Twitter is how we reconnected. I was like, oh, she responded. I said, okay, this is my time now.
Yeah.
Because her ass be on tour. Like,
I be out, but I be trying to be home.
Be outside.
Yeah. So all those places.
Word.
Okay. You guys make sure that you tap into the Patreon so you can see the exclusive with them. After this, we're going to get into a private conversation. Please make sure that you check the links below. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't know what I'm advertising at the moment because a lot of shit is changing. So just check the links below because we have events at the Content House, R&B nights. We have the art exhibit that is coming back up.
Damn.
Yeah, that's the Live Sex Art Show. Oh, y'all gotta come.
You don't get to go to nothing.
Fucking.
We don't get to go to nothing.
Y'all
like
come to
fucking.
this. It's gonna be so great. With that being said, our hearts and minds clear. Looking at my producer, we good? All right, love y'all so much. Please make sure that you tell a friend. It costs absolutely nothing to tell someone about this show. I appreciate y'all, and I will see y'all next time.